and recording progress. So today what we're going to do is we're going to start with products and collections, which is super, super important because this is obviously everything that you are going to be selling. And I've opened it up in the settings, in the customized settings, but let me go out of here. So this is what you're going to see when you're popping in on your home page. You know, once you've set it up, something will pop in here. And if this is a new store that I practice in, so as you're setting up, Shopify suggests things here, but you know, I've set up so many stores in Shopify, and the way I set it up is more logical than what Shopify suggests. I mean, to start with your products is not a good idea because you get so involved with your products you forget about everything else. But without ado, let's start on products. So here you're going to start with your first product. So if you are going to bring in a lot of products to Shopify, if you are migrating from somewhere, it's always better to actually have an app to migrate it. I've used Shopify a lot of times, but I don't use their import export because they don't tell me what's wrong, because they just tell you it has not imported. So here, no, that's not the right one. Let me go back to home. So here, I'm just going to show you one of my absolute best apps that I use. And I've known these guys for many, many, many years. Also when they started out, and they are always in, where is it? The Trixify. Hang on, I can never find it. Here, these guys. So these guys have created a import-export option for you. So if you're migrating from somewhere else, they are literally the best, and you can chat with them on Slack, and they're very, very responsive. It is over 24 hours, but they will come back to you. I've always, all my clients, whether I'm migrating them, whether I'm downloading products and uploading products, fixing products, whatever I'm doing, I'm, uploading. I've uploaded blogs because I've done my SEO on them. I've uploaded orders. You can literally upload anything that you can think of with these guys. So it's Matrixify. It's not an affiliate link. Find them on Shopify. So if you are implementing your products just one at a time, then obviously going in and adding your products. I mean, I only have 4 products in this store. I do it one at a time. And then if you're building something out, it is a great idea to build out your first product and then download that, because then you have all the bits and pieces that you need. So let's go into here, and then we'll build our first product. So this is your dashboard on your product, and they've started adding some really cool stuff in here. But the first thing I want to show you is this little option here, which is your description, and this is what I call your editor. And so your editor, you are going to use to optimize your products, which means that when you are adding your information in here, let me see if I can, yes, let's go in, yeah. So when you're adding your information in here, you can add bullets, you can, I always like to make it a little bit bigger, the font here, this is a heading 2. This is really cool that they actually tell you what you're doing here. And then I highlight something just to make it more, let me save this, more visible on the product page, which is super, super important. You don't want something to just be very bland where it doesn't actually catch your eye. So the basics of adding products to your product page is it has to catch the eye, has to have your information and your benefits. But let's first what we're going to do is actually set it up. So obviously you have to add your title. Your title will always be whatever the theme demands, whatever the theme is coded in. That's what the size of your title will be. It is normally a title size, which is an H1, which we call an H1 in HTML. and you can't change the title size. It just stays the same, and it's pretty big in this. It also depends on your font that you're going to use, that we talked about yesterday. Keep it as plain and simple. Don't get too involved in making fancy fonts. I don't agree with fancy fonts, okay, because it just detracts from your store. Now, believe me, I've worked on stores that make millions of dollars, and fancy doesn't work. Plain and simple works, right? Okay. Then here, obviously, you are going to start adding your products, your description of your products, and that literally is a whole nother discussion. So if you have a description from a manufacturer, for instance, change the description, because everybody has the same description. Because obviously, if you're drop shipping from a manufacturer, or if you're getting description from a manufacturer, everybody's going to use the same description. You want something different. And again, I'm showing you here my super duper what's this here? Super duper software that I use. I use ChatGPT. I also use Copy AI, where I change the descriptions that I have, and I also come back in again and improve the descriptions that I have, because your store must not be a static store. It has to be refreshed all the time. And believe you, Google will actually, why is my thing here on the side here? Google will award you, and not award you, but will get you on the home page of page 1. If you refresh your pages and refresh your descriptions and add more stuff to your descriptions and make it really, really user-friendly. So if I'm showing you, and I'm reopening websites here all the time on websites that I'm working for, this is a super, super hectic website right now. They've got about 1,000 to about 3,000 hits a day. So these are, okay, let me show you. I've started improving their websites because their descriptions were, let me show you some descriptions. These are the original descriptions of just blah, 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 very boring, nothing to it, right? So now what I'm doing is I'm going back in, and believe me, we are improving and going up with traffic all the time. I've literally taken this and added more things to the description and added how people can use it. What should they do with it? So you got to give people ideas. I grabbed this from the idea from Amazon. Obviously, Amazon is a top store. I've got some FAQs in here, and I'll also show you how to add all these cool tools in your product page. But when you're starting out from here, you can't add too much, because the description stays on the description. So if you're seeing the description here, we've pushed the description underneath the images and everything, because otherwise this gets too long. So when I show it to you here, and this is my Kalahari Gold website, is a free Shopify store template. This is a paid template. So there are different ways to actually use this. So then you have your description. You see, you have the title, whatever is in here. But then you have the description here on the side. If it goes too long, it literally will go all the way down the page. And I wonder if I can show it to you in one of my products on my page, because I sell digital products and I sell my books as well. And what I've discovered is, so, okay, I have to tell you guys, you got to do what I tell you, not what I do, right? Because I'm always improving my pages, but sometimes it doesn't work. So look at this description. This is what will happen if you just add the description in that description page. So you see here, this is where I have all my really long description. This is not the way to add the description. You have to split it up, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's go back through the information. So now you're adding your description. With this editor, you can bold it, you can add paragraphs. These are your headers. You can add a block quote. This is your italic. This is your color. I wouldn't change the color too much because also you do not want to detract people from your product page. And you know, this is insert your image. Again, your images are all here. I don't agree with inserting another image in the description because it just moves everything around too much. So add your images under the media file. This is a video. You can add a video in this section here as well. Again, it depends on what your product page looks like. And what I do is I'm forever looking at my page. As I'm adding stuff, I keep my page open and I see, okay, this is what it looks like. And then I'll go back to my page, my product page, I fix up, I save, I have a look at it again to see exactly what it looks like. So always, 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 when you're putting your descriptions in, make sure that you check what your page looks like. So, and you know, you can put tables, insert tables in here. In fact, here we inserted tables. These are tables, by the way. You can insert your bulleted list, a numbered list, whatever you need, and this is your actual HTML. Let me see what happens there. Okay, this is your HTML. You don't need to know HTML. All you need to do is put it in here and then edit your page to either a little bit bigger, bold, small descriptions. You don't want the long descriptions. You literally want a few highlights here and really short descriptions. Don't get too handy. If you want longer descriptions, you want to put it under your buy button because this is your important, this is what you want to see. Let me close this out here. This is what you want to see. When somebody comes into your website on a desktop, you immediately want them to see the add to cart. You don't want that add to cart to be pushed down so where you can't see anything. And I love showing this store. I'm helping this little lady, but only to a certain extent. But this was a designer page. And so her buy button is really pushed down, really down to the bottom. She has all this. I think this is secondary once they come on the page because when somebody looks at a product page, you want to see what options you have. And then you'll actually look at the descriptions. But again, let me see here, Parisians Pure. What we've done with Parisians Pure, no, this, I don't know what she's doing. Let me show you something. Invisible skincare. So what I've done with these is, and again, you know, just a few products, there are not a lot of products in this store, is I've, again, title a little bit bigger. The title is here by itself. Description a little bit bigger, capitalized, and then just normal, but with highlighted. So immediately, if somebody scans this, things will pop out at them. If it's boring, things will not pop out. As you can see on this page, I've used capitalized letters, I've used bullets, and this is all below this section here. So only just a little bit that I've added up here. In fact, I should actually make it shorter. But anyway, so, but again, you know, testing out what your product and how your product sells, you have to do all the time. So media, you can add your files and you can add it from a URL, which is a website address. I would add the files natively because they always look better. So you can add videos, you can add 3D models and images all in this one file. Let me, I'll just add this one so I can show you what it looks like. So now let's get back to images. And I think I talked about images yesterday as well. So I have Canva. I do all my images in Canva. And what I do is I create one file for all my images. I create one size for all my images. I don't worry about, and even I have, I've got two little ladies that are doing drop shipping all their products are drop shipped. They've got about 100 products. They are literally making sure that their images are the same size. So these images are made 1,000 by 1,000. Just because if I wanted to move my images or my products to Amazon, the images are 1,000 by 1,000 on Amazon. So they're all ready to go to Amazon or any other another shopping platform. And so I just add all my images in here. So if I'll show you what we've added, the products are all over the place. They're long, they are odd sizes. You got to make your products the same size. And in this little section here, what are they called again? Moyo. It depends on what you sell, right? It depends on what you sell. So make a decision about your product images and stick to them. So with these, I've made them taller because they're statues, and if I made them shorter, the statues would come out really small. So and it looks really, really elegant. So that's what we made a decision, because our videos are tall as well. So it fits into the whole brand that we created. So make sure that your images are all the same size. If you have an image in here that is an odd size and you wanted to make it a little bit different, you can click in here. Come on, come on, come on. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. For some reason this is not working. Okay, let me see if I can activate it in another page. There we go. So if your image is, say for instance, if your image is a different size than you want, you can actually come in here and so if I wanted a different size image, but now my image is going to be cut off, which is not a good idea, right? So let me see if I can open this up. Normally I don't want to open up too many pages, but why is this not working? Oh, you know what it is? It could be, hang on, this is what happens. Okay, let's call this a test product. It won't work until you have saved the product. Obviously, it has to be saved online. Here we go. So if I come in here and I wanted square products, check what happens. I want to crop it square, but my image doesn't work. So what I would do is I would take that image, put it into Canva, upload it, and then create a square image by adding it, even if I had to add a little bit of space at the top and the bottom, because you don't want your images to be, who can I use as an example? I know who. You don't want your images to look like this. What's her Tribe Athletics? So, and she, this little lady does all her own products. She actually creates all her own products. Let me see if she still has them different sizes. I told her to fix it up, but maybe she hasn't. Let's have a look here. You see how the images are all different sizes. So if you click in here, the page jumps. And then you know, you have to come down here, and then suddenly the page jumps again. So the page will be jumping all over the place. So having that image in the same size is always a good idea, because when you're looking at, I wonder if she has these ones at the front. So when you're looking at your new images, you can see all these odd images, and they're all jumping all over the place. It just looks unprofessional. So if you want to look more professional, you will fix these pages. And it is always a lot of it. So she's done a good job on these, and it's always a process to actually fix your pages. Anyway, so let's go out of here. I want to say done. Oh, now it's cut my page off, reset. Let's go out of here. You can actually draw on it, and you can also resize the page. One more tip is you can resize the page here to 1,000 by 1,000. Will it actually resize it? It's supposed to. You see what? Let's see here. We'll do 1,000 height if you want them at the same height. but it'll actually create a bigger image. But you don't want to actually create an image that is too small and make it bigger, because you lose pixelation and then your images are not clear. Right. So let's go into pricing. Pricing, compare price. And don't ask me why, but this is your real price. This is your sale price. And nobody knows why they called it this. Maybe it's a Canadian thing. So if you have a product at $45 and you're going to say, okay, I want this product at a sale item, you have to take your price out of this and then put your sale price in here. Now it will actually appear on the product page as a sale price. Otherwise, it will not. And again, this is very, this is one of the oddest things in Shopify. There are not a lot of odd things, but this is definitely one of them. And obviously, here's when you charge tax on your product. If you have digital products, it depends on your state whether you're going to be charging taxes on your products. So you have to do some research, but here's where you take it out, or you add your taxes. Then the sales tax will be charged by Shopify for the customers, and that sales tax will be included in your price with your products. And a very, very, very good idea is to keep it separate and to collect your sales tax and pay it to the IRS, because they don't, not IRS, the actual state, your state, because they don't like not to get their money. Here is a great idea to add your cost per item in this section here, because what it does is it literally will show you, when you start looking at your finances and your analytics, of how much money you're going to make. I do have a little gift for you. Is a cost analysis spreadsheet that I've used forever. I've actually added a lot of stuff in here that you can use. And I'll give you the link. I'll put the link in the page with the video. If you want some more explanation on this, we can talk about this afterwards. Okay. So it's also a very good idea. Then you can see your profits and your margins as well. So let's see here. If I'm making my item cost me $15, so you can see your profit margin is 37, and then $9 profit. Then track your quantity. Is if you're making your own things, you don't have to track your quantity. If you're making your own things and you have a certain amount of products that you need to sell, that have available for sale, then you will track your quantity. If you're drop shipping, this will be automatically checked. And yeah, I mean, if you have a digital product, obviously, unless you want to put a limit on it, you would not track your quantity either. So as you can see here, this is the digital product or service and physical product. This is brand new. I love this. But so now we can actually use it, which is fabulous. So now let's go on to the locations. So the locations, that the address that we added. Okay, let me just save this. I want to show you tests. Let me go to here, just add this as a test, because I want to come back to it. So the location comes from this area where, okay, first it comes from the address, the billing address that we've added in here. If you wanted, obviously you cannot ship anything from a PO box number. UPS, USPS will not accept it. So you have to change your location here under settings and locations, and change your default location right here. So right now I've created a warehouse location with my address, and that's my default location. And then you can add different locations as per priority. For drop shipping, they will actually add their locations in here automatically again. Okay, so I just wanted to show you that. So you can add went straight in here. You can add each of these locations will be added into your product. So you need to add your quantities in per product, right? So you will add, if you had 2 products here, and they've just changed a lot of the stuff here, because they've never had on hand, which is seriously confusing. So committed is inventory that's part of the unfulfilled order. So if somebody buys a product and you've only fulfilled the partial product, that the product that is left over will stay in this position and you cannot get it out until you fulfill the product. It will not be restocked. So you literally have to go into your orders, restock the product for it to make it available. This is products that per location. Yes, available and committed items. As I said, they've added these things on, they've just added these on hand, and I've had lots of complaints about them because we had a workaround with this. So I would just put it on available unless you have a really complicated shipping or location situation. Again, just a little tip here. If you are shipping out of a different state from where your business is registered, you have to pay sales tax in the state where you are shipping from, including in the state where you actually have your business registered. That's the rule. And so if you want to know more about that, I have an absolutely fabulous sales tax lady. Even sometimes the accountants don't know all the state taxes, sales taxes. And and I also do a lot of research. I do a lot of research on this stuff because if you are starting to make, in some state, most of the states now, over $100,000 of product sales into the state, then you have to start registering for sales tax. Everybody will be very happy to make $100,000 into each state, right? So when you get to that situation, then you come back and talk to me. Now, physical products will not ship if you don't have a weight, because they cannot calculate the shipping cost if you don't have a weight. Only add the product weight in here, not the package, not the inserts, just the product. Because what happens is, let's go back to settings. So in settings, when you have under shipping and delivery, you have packages. You're going to add your packages that you use for each of these items in here. Unfortunately, you cannot allocate a package per product. That's one of the downfalls of Shopify. Maybe they'll start adding it, who knows, but you cannot do that. So for instance, I have different boxes, packages for this client. What I do is I have it at the biggest package. We charge more because it's so heavy. It does make a difference to the client. I will get back to them. If I'm saving them money, I will literally email them and say, hey, I've saved you money, and they always love me, believe me. In this one, we have just one package. Unless they're ordering a lot, again, it will be calculated in the shipping on the checkout. So add your package here, and then you have a default package that will be calculated for each of these products. And you can literally have a lot of packages. So if let me show you at the back end of this one. I have lots of packages in this one. I actually do the shipping. What are they called here? Artistic. Okay, one tip here. If this was called Artistic Africa Gallery, that's what we registered the store as. If you want to change your domain name, which we have as Tomorrow Collections, you can. This domain is not seen by the client. They only see whatever I've registered the store in. So when you're looking at my settings here, as I said, the products is such a huge subject. See all my boxes that I've added in here, and I've added them as I'm shipping them out. But I do have this one that is calculated at the shipping checkout. So it's sort of not my biggest box, but it's my more comprehensive box. And at this size boxes, they actually calculate the dimensional weight, which is the height, the width, and the depth, and then with the weight. That's how they calculate it. So you win some, you lose some, and then I've added some handling in there to make up for the shipping. But our products in the store are, we can sort of weather the amounts that we lose on the shipping because we charge so much for the products. If you have smaller products, then obviously you do not want to lose on shipping. So you got to test your shipping. You got to make sure that what you're doing on your shipping is calculated correctly, which will be done on the checkout page. And the way you do that is, as I said, add the correct weight in here. You can add more weight by adding handling charges and percentages in your shipping. And we will talk more about shipping probably on Monday or Tuesday. So anyway, let's get on with this. So here you can also, depends on what you do. I've got some ounce products. I've got some pound products. You just add your shipping in here. Include customs information. If you are shipping internationally, and Canada is international, then you need to add what the country of origin for your product is, which is obviously if you make your products here, then it's United States. Who's this? Oh, this is not anybody. Okay, then I would add in here United States. Hello, USA, United States. But this harmonized system, you have to literally look on the code and on Google. So Google it, find your harmonized code. Here are all the codes in here. You have to find your product. It's not always easy, but be as clear as possible what goes into your product and do some research for it. Every single product is different. I've got, and it depends on what you're shipping. So sometimes, if you're making stuff, the yarn and the leather and the fabric and everything else makes up your product. It's a good thing is maybe to talk to a friendly shipper. I have a guy that really helps clients with their shipping, especially international shipping, to find these codes. And I'm sure these guys will help as well, right? Whoever knows. I just asked my shipping guy. Unless you have something that really, really makes sense. Then your digital products. Oh, so what I was going to say about your physical products. And so what happens is when somebody orders something from Canada and you are in the USA or vice versa, then your international paperwork will be fixed on here as well, be prepared here on Shopify as well. There was something else I was going to mention in your packaging. No, anyway, I'll come back to that. I know there's something else I was going to mention on the shipping thing. There's so much to shipping, right? So anyway, so digital products, you can just add your digital, but you will probably need a digital app. Shopify have a digital app, a free digital app. Let me have a look here. I hate to say they do and then they don't because they keep changing things on me. I think they do have a free one. And then some of the apps don't charge you a lot if you're not shipping a lot. They only start charging you after a certain amount. So let me look here is digital products. Yeah, I've got digital downloads, which is a Shopify app. And then I've got FileMonk that I'm actually testing, which is a little bit better than just the free app, but it depends on what you want to pay. So that's digital. Now, variants. This is another thing, another odd thing. As I said, there are a couple of odd things in Shopify. You can add your variants, which is your options. Say, for instance, if you have a size, your color, and then you start adding your sizes in here, big, not big, large, you're adding small, and they will be added to your product page. And then you just click done and you can add another variation, another option. This is the option, and then the variants are these are the option values. I have no idea why they call it differently. Whatever, we just have to learn how to live with it. So this is how it's going to be added in your Shopify store, and then obviously you're going to see it on the front end here. This is these are variants. This is a color. These are scents, and so you can either have a drop down or you can have this is called a color swatch. So if you want to change these things, make sure that all of your information is added already, because otherwise, if you have a lot of options, it really sucks if you had to come in here and change these one by one. Ooh, now they're actually popping out. So again, you can add the codes in here. You can add your SKUs, your barcodes, because obviously for each line item, what I call a line item is a variant or option value. We've got now 3 names for one thing. Should have a different SKU number, because when somebody orders something, then this is called as one product. So a large blue t-shirt is one product. A large black t-shirt is one product. A large blue green t-shirt is another product. So each one of these products should have their own SKU numbers. And drop shippers normally, like a print on demand, they would normally add their own SKUs in here anyway, so that they can order the right thing. I have some of my clients just put, so the SKU number, let me go back to the SKU number. The SKU number is an internal number just for you. A barcode is when you are selling on eBay, Amazon, Walmart. I don't know who else demands it. I don't think Etsy demands it. Then you have a barcode, which means each of these, or each of your products will have to have a barcode. In Amazon, if you are making something creative, personal, it's handmade, you don't need a barcode, but you do need a trademark. And that's another story. But I want to say, and you know, I bought some for Mario. I'm not doing that anymore, and I think they cost like 100. You pay a yearly fee. It costs like 250 to 750, depending on how many barcodes you need, and then you pay a monthly fee for the barcodes as well, because they are internationally recognized. And obviously, if you are selling something in a retail store, you need a barcode as well, because that's how you scan your products in. All right. We've gone through this edit. So you can edit all your country of origin, your locations for each of these SKUs. Let's go here to the top. So your product is either active or draft. So the best thing is to add your product in draft if you are live. So anybody with a lot of these products, when we're starting to add more products to our stores, we keep them up in draft. Nobody can see them if they're in draft. If you want your customers to see your products, they have to be active. Nobody will see your products unless you add them to a collection, or unless you add them to navigation, which is your menu. So, and we're going to talk about, we'll stretch it a little bit today, but we're going to talk about collections as well. So drafting collections. Then these are your stores that you're going to be adding. And I mean stores by, I've got lots of stores in here. Let me see if I've got any in here. These are your stores. So your Facebook, Google, Pinterest. I've got several others in here as well. I've got Shop, and I've got TikTok. TikTok, you can't sell on TikTok. You can only advertise through Shopify. That I don't think they have a buy button yet. Pinterest has a buy button from your products. Microsoft's channel, that's Bing, Messenger, Link Pop, Apple Business Chat. I just add everything because I believe my things should be available everywhere. Not everywhere can you sell the digital products. Facebook, you can't sell digital products. I think that's it. I want to say Pinterest. You can't sell digital products on Pinterest. That's a good idea. We'll go through that as well, because I'll be adding some more sales channels. Why these sales channels say a buy button is because you can create a button from your products and add them to any website that you want to. And then I've got your point of sale. You can add point of sale, which means you can add your products, sell your products at events and retail and pop-ups and stuff like that. Yeah, those are the only two odd ones. And Messenger, you can't really sell on Messenger, but you can link it to Messenger. And yes, you can sell on Messenger. I'm talking nonsense. But this is changing again. I've just had an email from Shopify that Facebook is changing things again, and we will know more by next week. Okay, let's go back into products here. So here is where you add your sales channels. So if you have Xavier Moyo, if you have your products in here and you're adding products after you've added your sales channels, then you got to come into your products and add your sales channels to each product separately. So here I haven't got it on Microsoft channel because I've added my Microsoft channel afterwards, and I have now added it to Microsoft channel. So this is your publishing side where you can actually add it, and you also add it to markets. We are only selling here because I'm not distributing these things internationally. And that's another whole conversation to sell international. First start here, sell to Canada, practice, and then sell everywhere else. And this is your insights to see how many units you have sold. Oh, this one is sold. Actually, that's why it's in draft. I thought, wow, I only have one product in here. And let's go in this one. Otherwise, it's too confusing. Here, it's a suggestion to sell international. This product is included in the market, but the market is inactive. So they've automatically added me to the international market, and you have to go do that again back in settings with markets. Again, insights, you're going to see how many products you sold, which is fabulous because you can go into products and actually have a look as you're adding or changing the products, what you're selling. Product, here we go, product category. You have to add the product category because this is for your US tax rates. This is also helps if you go and sell your products on Google, which I really suggest adding Google to your store, because you can sell your products buy on Google for free. You don't have to do ads. And you can obviously then connect it to ads and everything as well. But this is literally a fixed situation. You have to choose what your product is. I want to color Hari. Okay, maybe here. Nope, Moya. Okay. So this is sculptures and statues, and then it goes from artwork. It actually comes from I think it comes from decor, and so home and garden, and all. So what I've done is I've actually just added in your sculptures and see if it pops up. Boom, it pops up. Sometimes it doesn't, and then so you have to look at a category where your product will fit. For instance, I would say some of these products are really odd, like this decorative bowls and trays. It could either be under bowls or trays or decor. And decorative ladders, there are no ladders, so I've added as a decor. You have to add that because it will determine your taxes, sales taxes. Yeah. Anyways, your tax rates. Then your product type is totally internal. Where do you want your product to be? I would suggest, and let's go back to a page. I would suggest having, okay, let me go back to the product page. Your product type should be one of your main items on your product page. So if it's a t-shirt, do you have lots of t-shirts? If it's I think this is a better idea. Let me show you the Itsy Bitsy store. So she's got a lot of products, right? So what we've done is we've actually divided them into her types of baby girl, baby boy, girl, tween girl, boys, and this is not a type. So we've divided them all into 4 main sections, and she's actually made them, where's boys? Oh yeah, boys, girls, baby boys, and baby girls. And then that's her type. Her vendor is obviously whoever sells your products, unless it's just you. I like to put my vendor as myself in here because your domain name or your company name, because you can actually have it up as on the product page if you wanted to. If you have somebody else's products that you sell and you wanted to show their products, like for instance, if I was selling, this is a good example here. She sells a lot of designers. So people search the products per designer, literally. So if they want Harrison Bell, they will go on Google and search as a Harrison Bell, whatever, kids' clothes, right? So she wants to make sure that her products have the vendors at the top, which is very, very small. They changed the template here. So Kissy Kissy is part of the SEO, and Type is Boy. Shouldn't actually have the type up here, but anyway, doesn't matter. Kissy Kissy is the vendor. And so because people are searching for it, it is very important to have it on the page. If it doesn't bother you, then it doesn't matter. But just add it in here for future references. You never know how big you're going to grow. Then we haven't created any collections yet. As you see, you haven't created any collections, obviously telling us, right? I'll move past that and I'll tell you exactly what to do once we get into collections. This is tags. Tags are, which we're going to use them to automatically move our products into various collections from your products. So, and we also use it a little bit for SEO. Adding too many tags is not a good idea. That's new. Okay. So, I'm always finding new stuff on here. So tags. So what I would do here as a tag is thinking about my collection. So as you can see here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 collections. She's got 6, 7, 8. All of these are collections. Each single one of these are collections because she has products in those collections, baby girl dresses, right? So so what I like to do is I like to set out my products, and I didn't pop it up. Hang on, maybe I can find it quickly. I like to set out my products as a spreadsheet. And yeah, I should have popped it up here. Let me see, collections. Maybe I have it under collections. I don't think so. Industrial. Yes, here we go. Here's one collection. So I was fixing her collections because she had too many collections up here, which is really confusing for customers. So I have interiors, I've added outdoors, this was an example of something else. I've added, I knew that she wanted these as her main, but these are best sellers as main collections. Then I've added the decor and everything else under decor. I've added interior and outdoors, and then added them here as sub collections. So it is, if you have a lot of options, a lot of types of products, I would literally create a spreadsheet and decide what is your main collection. I had to redo this over and over again to make sure that it actually fits on the page. You don't want your page to be too overwhelming, right? That just confuses the customer. And so, for instance, Moyo, is it open? No. Let's see here. Actually, you can check let's have a look here. I've added just a catalog of different, and we're adding more and more to here. So maybe we can spread this out because, they're all different types of sculptures. And then I've got the artists under here. So you don't always have to have a lot of collections up here. Did I keep, see again here. So you have to decide what your collections look like, and again, look at other brands. I mean, literally what we've done here is we've looked at Gap Kids. In fact, she actually worked for Gap Kids, and seen how they actually create their collections, and then just mimic that and come back again and rearranged it again. So it's not an easy thing, but you just need to work it out before you start adding it to your website. All right. So, and then the tags. So the tags here will be, guess what? So if this was baby girl and I wanted this to go into baby girl and dresses. Okay, baby girl and dresses. I would add that as a tag in here, because I know that will actually have to move into an automatic collection. Then themes will go into, on Monday, I'm going to talk more about themes and the customization, then obviously you're set. So let's go to, if you have any questions, let me know in the chat, and we'll get back to what are we doing? Products again. Okay. So creating collections. So now the collections here are, you can create two types of collections. One is a manual collection, one is an automated collection. If you have, again, if you have a lot of products, for her to have, and she keeps changing her products every season, to have manual products would be a nightmare. What we've done here is we have created automatic collections. So what it does, it pulls the tags, and you see this product tag, and you can pull in your products in any as titles or product types or categories. And she's done type as well, so you can say, hey, I want them baby girl. Since we're looking at baby girl, baby girls, no, baby girl. And then we will add a tag as well and say it has to belong to, the tag has to be baby girl in the product, and it has to be dresses, right? So you actually have a condition on your collection, and it will pull in all the baby girl dresses into this collection. So it took us a long while to actually make those work. Let me believe you. If you have a manual collection, say for instance, I have Kalahari, I've literally got what? I've got 4 products, right? I've got all, I don't like, Shopify put in a homepage, I don't like homepage, I like to delete this. No, I don't want to go in there. I always come in here and delete it, because it doesn't make sense, right? It doesn't make sense, not for me anyway. It just confuses everything. But I have all my oils in the one collection, so I can show all 3 products on one page, right? Or if I have, let me see what I've done in here. I've got different types of collections in here. I've got artist collection, I've got special editions, I've got sculptures below 250. I've got actually that's for a wholesaler. I've got wholesale collection. I've got I don't know why she's put those in. Modern, I've got women, and these all come in on an automatic tag by just woman, just one automatic tag. So all my products that I've tagged as woman will pop in here. So let's have a look in here. So I've got woman and I've got modern, because there's a little bit of a modern. So it will actually pull the product into a collection modern and a collection that I wanted in as woman. So your products can go into various collections, because you want to make it as easy as possible for people to find your products, right? And so again, here is very clear, dresses can't go with shirts and pants go. But if she had baby boys bottoms, oh, she's only got bottoms. So for instance, if you had pants and bottoms, then sometimes pants goes into bottoms, who knows? Just check one bit question here. Oh, how many levels? The best thing, the levels should only have 3 levels, because you can only have 3 levels. You shouldn't have more than 3 levels, but there is always a but, right? This one, if you have no, it's still 3 levels. I've added 3 levels. You can only add 3 levels. You should only add 3 levels, because otherwise it just goes, and this is a mega menu. Should only add 3 levels. Again, it's making it as easy as possible for people to find to find the products. If I've got anything in here, no. See what I've got. No, you see, I use as little as possible. You know, if I can get away with it, I will add a third level if I need to. Again, you know, you have to look at your products and see what works and what doesn't work. So if I, let me show you what I did. So the levels you're going to be adding is under online store and navigation. So that's the only way people will actually see your product. So once you have created your collections, then now all your collections will pull into your product. You can add an image. You know, as I would like to normally add a square image in here because it will pop up as, let me see here. No, she doesn't have. There's so many open here. It will pop up as a, let's see here. Yes. So these are images on her collection page. So it'll pop up as a collection image. And that's what you add in your collection images here. Again, you know, it's on your online store. And if you have any other, let's have a look here. If you have any other collection, if you have any other stores added, then this is where, and this is also where you can actually take it off. If you have, for instance, if you have digital products, you would take it out of Facebook. You would take it out of Google, will not allow it. You would take it out of the other ones you don't want. I'm not sure about Pinterest, but you would take them out because if you have them in Google, Google will do this to you. Or Facebook, they will say that you have products that are not. Okay, this is not on yet. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here. Google. Here you go. Not approved. We have 127 products not approved, and so wow, all our products are not approved. And the reason we're not approved is because I have a problem with my domain, which is really, really, really strange. Sometimes you got to go in here and then decide what the problem is. But sometimes it's literally that's not approved because it's not been added. Didn't publish to Google, right? So I have not added these to Google. Let's have a look. So you got to go in, and it's not, as you can see here, it's added to Google. Oh, that's right. I've got one of a kind. Google does not like one of a kind, unfortunately. Yeah, they make up the rules. So you can't sell on Google if it's just one of a kind. I've had that problem. Okay. Those are collections. Those are products. I'm going to open it up for some questioning so that you guys can ask me. And I know, Sue, you want to know more about digital products. And Joe, if you have any questions, let me know. No? Anything else you want me to explain more in depth? You can unmute yourself if you want to chat. Looks like you wanted to say something, Joe. Yeah, I'll ask you to unmute.
Okay, are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, I just need to review my store. I mean, I've done some of this. We've been open for a year or more, and I just need to go back and review some of that. A lot of information, very good information. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, and also, as I said, they keep changing things on us, right?
That's what I noticed. I haven't looked. I mean, I could see that the little Shopify icon has turned orange, and it has something to do with 2023, but I really haven't looked into all the different changes that you were demonstrating.
Yes. And so, yeah, obviously, because I'm in here a lot, I can see it. So one quick thing I want to show you as well with Shopify. Remember what I said about improving your product pages. You can literally go online to customize. And this is how I've added more information to my product pages. You go into product pages here. So I've got my default products, which is just a general default product page like this. And you know, I love the free themes. I'm pretty impressed with its free themes. That they do have some restrictions, but you know, you can add I've added the FAQ in all my product pages, which is really good to add more information to your product pages. I've added these you know, these little icons to say why use marula oil. I've used this little thing here, which is a image with text to tell them why they should what's this about, the ingredients. Oh, she's added more things in here. Cool. And then you can you know, change the images. You can I always adapt the images. No, I don't. Actually, sometimes you have to make it smaller, because if you don't have enough or have too much information in here, then adapt to image will be too big. So I'm going to show you. And so I change my pages in Customize because it makes it so much more interesting. Here, my story. So I've changed, no, my story, hang on, not our story. FAQ main, here we go. So I've got, I shouldn't have this as FAQ main, I should have it as my story. But this is what I've changed in and added some more stuff. But I had my image at, adapt to image, which made it really long. If you look at it in full screen, you see there. And so that just does not look good. So what I did is I then said, hey, I want it small. Again, you know, testing it out and having a look at what it looks like is always a good idea. And in Customize, we were talking about it before we started, Joe, is you can literally see what your page looks like in Customize. This is a mobile. I always want to say desktop is actually an iPad. I would say it's like a pad, and then your full screen is your desktop. And you know, you can't always adjust it to every single size of device out there. Those are the three main devices. And you know, most people, 97% of people are shopping on their mobile. So make it really mobile friendly. Actually, I want to, and then so then I've added another page in here. I've taken, oh, I need to add another image in there. And I've added a little bit of, just to make the page a little bit more interesting than just this long page of blah, 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 right? So if you have a look at this page, it's a good thing I haven't changed it yet. So if you have a look at this page, this is all about just writing, right? There's nothing interesting. Oh, I did add a little bit in here. Oh, I've started already. So what I do is, what you need to do is you need to, I open the page. You can see that's assigned to my story. I open the page here. So I open two pages. Then what and to do this with my product pages as well. I'll assign a page here on the side is about marula oil. Yes, select. It's a preview. Oh, preview. Oh, that's what I see. Okay. And then what I do is I actually literally come in here and grab parts of it to add to my customized section, just to make it a little bit more interesting. And that's what I do with my product pages as well. So if you're looking at my product pages, for instance, for my hair, this I've added why it works, because it's for hair, it's differently. For your face, I've added these little extra things on the actual page in here in Customize. So it just jazzes the product page up a little bit more than just being just the blah, blah, blah. I want to say that's a page, yes. Because again, the free theme has restrictions. If it was a paid theme, I could probably add this as a separate logos or separate logos. But so you can see here, add a section. These are all the things that you can add. So I think it's super, super important. And then also here, when you're looking at the product page, you can literally change your product information. So if you have your product information that is really long, but then again, your product information is not the same. So you have to actually do that in descriptions. Let me go back to products. If you find your product is really long, there is a way to split the product information. Let me see if we got it in here. And you can do it. No. Oh, I can hide it. Add block. Add complementary products. Those collapsible. I like testing these things out because that's really cool. Oh, you might have to add the actual complementary products. Anyway, I'm not going to add that now. But you can, your share buttons, you can hide them, you can add them. Obviously, text, you can actually take this text. What's this text? Let me see here. Product subtitle. Insert dynamic. Oh, I think I was testing something here. You can take this text. Descriptions, you see how I added descriptions below? So you can add descriptions, you can push it up to the top. And obviously this is way too long to add to above the buy button. So I've added it below the buy button because I want that buy button at the top. When they come on here, I want them to buy. But if they need more information, you want to add as much information as possible for people to buy and make a decision about the product. One of the other things that I like to add on here as well, and I'll show you here, what we've done is a general page. I've added a little bit more information about the family and the owner. And then after that, we've added the FAQs, and this is just the general page. And then I've created a page for different types of products. So for instance, different types of products. For her metal supports, I've created a metal support product page, right? So this is all on her product page that I've added to her product, but this is all part of each of these pages, the same thing pertaining to the actual particular product. So the way you do that is if you come into your products here, you literally create a different product for your page. So if I was going to create a product for, say, for instance, I've got beard product. It's still a default product. I'll add that in here. It's not connected to any product. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to change it to a product. You see here, beards. Okay. And then I'm going to, it's not been assigned to a product yet. I'm going to assign it to a product. This is the default. And you can see here, I've got different types of default templates that I can assign my product to. So it's really, really come a long way from just a year ago. I'm seriously impressed. But again, I've written my books and I had to republish all my books, every single one of them, which is, believe me, it's been a chore. And every single image has changed as well because they've changed so many things. So you can see here we had files in settings. The files are here now. The next thing I'm going to start looking at is meta objects. Again, they've added the finances, the balance and balance, billing, and payouts in here. Under products, they've added the inventory and the transfers. Also, create a gift card. Why? Because it's a good idea to have a gift card in your, I don't have one in here. It's a good idea to add a gift card in your products because, hey, you know, it's money in your pocket. You don't know if they're going to use it or not, but people do look for gift cards in Christmas. And then Shopify allocate a certain amount in here. You can change anything you want to, or you can also add denominations, depending again on your product. So what we have in here, let me search for a gift card. Gift card, obviously, because these products are a little bit more, not popping up. Very strange. Okay, let's see here, gift card. And they've moved the search, which I'm not very happy about. Gift card. Very strange. So, yeah, when owners come and mess around in here as well, that makes things very difficult. Anyway, so I had a gift card in here. So let me show you this one in here. So what I do is I create the gift card also in Canva, because just to make it a little bit different. Let's see if I can find it. Gift card should be in here. Gift card, you see, it looks a bit Christmassy. So I created in Canva. Let me show you how I create in Canva. I actually create the product in Canva. And then what I do is I make sure that, I create the product or an image in Canva, add the logos and that type of cool stuff. But then I download the image and then I upload it again to make a little shadow behind it. So it literally looks like a little gift card. And then I add that then you can add that to your products as well. It's a really, really good idea. I mean, you know, you're leaving money on the table if you don't have it. And so, okay. And somebody was asking me about, is it safe to have gift cards? You know, gift card is allocated with a specific key that Shopify gives the gift card. So it can only be used by that person or once. That's it. It cannot be used by several times or whatever. So it's very, very safe. And also you can, so for instance, why is her thing is not up here? She uses her gift card. She actually uses physical gift cards and but she's got a retail store, but she uses physical gift cards and email gift cards, you know, digital gift cards. But you know, you can have physical gift cards as well and send them to customers. Why not, right? Why not? But then you buy them from Shopify. They will be, you actually activate them in your store with the key. So, and that's how you send them to your customers. Okay, any other questions? I can't think of anything offhand that you might need. Nope. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording here. Stop the recording.